weeks pregnant today. I'm just gonna start off with saying I am so tired. I forgot to mention two things in my video last week. Even though I made a list of all the things I wanted to talk about in my 15-week video, I somehow still read the list and missed those things and didn't mention them. I have no idea what's going on with my brain. Okay, so the two things that I didn't want to talk about, I'm gonna say them first so I don't forget them. First thing is I don't have any stretch marks on my stomach. I didn't. So my first pregnancy, I was very small chested. So my boobs grew during pregnancy, and then after pregnancy they just exploded. So all my stretch marks are basically on my boobs. I have a few on my thighs that showed up after I gave birth, which is so strange. And I asked the nurses why I ended up having like stretch marks after I gave birth, and they said I guess it was from him coming out. So like I just like stretched really fast. I don't know. That was weird. But I've never gotten any on my belly. A lot of people always compliment me and say, oh, what's your secret? I'm like, I don't really have a secret. It's just I guess the skin on my stomach has been really good and not stretching, not getting stretch marks there. And it was so funny because on my Facebook, I post weekly pregnancy belly shots. I've been doing it with all my pregnancies, and I like to compare and keep track. And I do a full body picture, and then I do an up close bare belly picture. And a lot of people always comment and say, oh, you don't have stretch marks, and would compliment me and all this time. And it was so funny. One of my friends commented on the picture, and she's like, I didn't get stretch marks on my stomach until my third pregnancy. And it was so funny because literally a week after she said that, I noticed I have stretch marks on my belly. You jinxed me, Amanda. You jinxed me. Okay, so it's not like my whole stomach is covered, but I did notice that on my, a little bit below my belly button to the side, so basically around here, I have about 2 or 3 stretch marks on each side. They're not noticeable, they're kind of white, but I guess because I grew faster this time and my stomach didn't keep up with it. I don't really know. I don't know why. I mean, this is not the first time my stomach is stretching, so I'm not sure why the third time it's having stretch marks, but I got stretch marks. Thank you, Amanda. I blame it on you. So the second thing that I forgot to mention in my video is that I have been having round ligament pain pretty early this time. And the funniest thing is I always forget what it's called. I literally had to just Google the name. I always forget it's called round ligament. I don't know why. But basically if I'm laying and I turn from one side to the other really fast, it hurts. It almost feels like I have a muscle cramp. Or if I'm sitting and I get up into standing position sometimes really fast, it hurts really badly on the bottom and on my sides. So I've never had this early, and I guess with each pregnancy it happens earlier. I don't really know, but that has been happening for a few weeks. I've been forgetting to mention, so I kind of have to be aware and get up a little bit slowly. But at night I don't really have control of how I turn sometimes, so sometimes I'll turn from one side to the other and it'll hurt and it'll kind of wake me up. So that kind of sucks. I have been going to the chiropractor once every 2 weeks, and now she's like adjusting my like pelvis and stuff like that, so maybe that'll help as well. So last week I was talking about how I have started to feel baby movement between 16 and 17 weeks. Today's Tuesday as I'm filming this, so I am 16 weeks and 1 day pregnant today, and 1 day late filming this. I'm usually on time filming this, but it's been crazy. And I actually have felt the baby move one very significant and distinctive time. And the other times I feel like I felt some sort of distant flutters, but it's still like not 100% sure. So basically when I lay down is when all the movement tends to happen. And when it happens, usually in the beginning for me all the time anyway. Because they say when you're moving, you're rocking the baby to the baby's asleep. So once you lay down, that's when baby's like, whoa, what's going on in here? And starts waking up. So I was laying in bed, putting my daughter to sleep. I still nurse her to sleep. And I felt like my uterus was getting hard, and kind of got hard on one side of the stomach. So I put my stomach, and when that happens, basically, I felt it a few times. Even though I don't feel baby move, even though I haven't felt baby move, I can feel that baby goes to like one side of my stomach or the other, even though I can't really see it yet. But she's the size of an avocado right now, so I kind of felt like the right side of my stomach was really hard. And lo and behold, I put my hand on it, and I can actually feel like my uterus and baby. And it was so weird because I put my hand where I felt the hardness, and this this hardness that I felt jerked away and moved away, and that little hard bump was gone. And I was like, oh my gosh, I just felt the baby move. So that was my significant, like, distinctive moment. It happened, I believe, on Saturday, so a few days ago. And I feel like I felt a flutter there, flutter here, but it's still, like, not very certain. But since I'm just 16 weeks right now, I'm hoping this week and the coming weeks it's going to become more prominent and more distinctive, and I'm so excited because it's literally my most favorite part of pregnancy is feeling the baby move. And honestly, I'm really excited about my kids feeling it too, because even though this is my third pregnancy, when I was pregnant with my son, I found out when he was 18 months old, so basically he was only a baby when I was pregnant, so he didn't really understand like baby kicks or anything like that. And I don't know if my daughter will understand. She's a little bit older, and I feel like she's a little bit more understanding of certain things, so I'm curious how she will be. But my son now, he's 4.5, so I know that he understands more things. He asks me, why is my stomach growing? Why is there a baby in there? They help with the Doppler. So he's understanding and asking more questions, and I know it's going to be so exciting when baby's going to be going crazy in there, and he'll get to feel the movement too, so I'm kind of excited to share that with him as well. As far as everything else, I'm still so tired. I'm exhausted. I'm feeling nauseous, but I have not thrown up in a week. In a week and 2 days. I haven't thrown up since last Sunday, I believe. So this is the longest streak I've had, and I'm like praying that this is it and I won't be throwing up anymore, because I don't want to throw up. I'm still nauseous, but I do think it's getting better a little bit, and I do feel like my appetite is coming back. Like the other day, I got really hungry at 2 o'clock in the morning, and I go to bed late, so it's not like I woke up, but I had like 3 salami and cheese sandwiches, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is like my normal Katya appetite. It's coming back. Another thing that's been really bothering me this week is, I've kind of mentioned it, but I feel like it's just been a daily thing and it's really taking a toll on me, is my headaches. They won't go away. And I feel like I am on top of drinking and eating most of the time now, so I'm not sure why they are so constant. It's been really bothering me. I have a midwife appointment this coming Saturday, so I'm going to bring it up and see if there's anything I can do. And I hate taking medication, but I'm taking even Tylenol, and Tylenol isn't helping with my headache, and it kind of sucks. And I stopped drinking coffee like a month before I got pregnant. I don't think coffee is bad, but when I kind of get addicted to it. If I start drinking every day, like I'll have a headache, a caffeine deprived headache if I don't drink it. So I stopped drinking it in October, like a month before I got pregnant. And I haven't drank it since. I haven't drank it since. And sometimes when I'm really tired and I have a headache, I have a few sips of coffee hoping it'll help me, but even the coffee won't help me, so I'm not even sure what's going on. But it's really difficult because I take Tylenol and like absolutely no relief, and I'm going to be looking into maybe a few more natural alternatives. Like usually even my amber necklace helps me with headaches, and it's not been helping me, so I'm just like, I'm at my wit's end and my head hurts so much. I also feel like I really popped this week. Like I'm like really pregnant. I'm feeling pregnant now, I haven't seen my sister in a few weeks, and she came over today and she told me, she's like, your stomach. I'm like, yeah, I know. I'm like, I feel pregnant. And it's so funny because like I said, we take belly shots for each pregnancy, and I've been comparing, and I feel like this is what I look like at 22 or 23 weeks pregnant usually, and I'm only 16, and it's like belly. That is basically me for 16. I didn't forget the 2 things that I wanted to mention last time, so I'm glad I finally let them out there. I'm really excited for my midwife appointment, and I'll let you guys know next week if she gives me any recommendations for my headaches, because they suck. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to leave them below, and I'm gonna go run to my kids because I know I probably have just a few minutes left before they freak out again. So thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next week. Bye.